The September 11 attacks, canonically known as 9/11, were a coordinated series of suicide attacks perpetrated by the Islamic terrorist organization, Al-Qaeda, against the United States in 2001. 19 terrorists hijacked 4 airliners, then flew one into each of the Twin Towers at the World Trade Center in New York City. This is a video about a game made for calculators. This is a TI-84 Plus CE, a graphing calculator made by Texas Instruments. You can use it to do basic math, complex math, graphing, and hyper-complex, earth-shattering reality math. And you can put games onto it. Well, not just games. Quite a few programs are made by the calculator community. I'd recommend that you go check it out if you have a calculator or are just interested in what's going on there. Maybe you even want to make a program for yourself. I mean, almost anyone can make anything and put it onto a calculator. Anything. Time to stop beating around the bush. Look, it's 9/11. What the fuck? This is so weird. Genuinely. Who in their right mind thinks it's a good idea to make a video game about 9/11? The gameplay is incredibly simple. Just use the arrow keys to dodge the pieces of the Twin Towers. Survive as long as you can. There might be an ending or something, but I don't really want to get to the end of this thing just for the promise of an ending. But wait, there's lore. You are a regular 45-year-old citizen. You are working the Twin Towers on September 11th, 2001, whatever that means. Suddenly, a plane rams into your building. Debris is raining on you. You must dodge the debris to escape and survive. Yup. Really makes me wonder who made this? Who thought this was a good idea? Well, that's a good question. I don't really know the answer to that. In the program, there is a credits tab that mentions one CalcGuy123, giving them all the credits for the original game. But their page doesn't have any 9/11 gameplay, just a game called Element Teacher, essentially a tool to memorize the periodic table, and Timber Dodge, a game about dodging logs falling from trees. Wait. Okay. So this 9/11 game, called Terre 9/11, don't know how I haven't mentioned this until now, is very clearly a reskin of this Timber Dodge game. But that's just more confusing. Who looks at this game and goes, you know what this reminds me of? 9/11. Still, who made this? This is Tankin' the Boss, a student in, Wisconsin, who was posted mostly around 2016 to late 2017. They have made a handful of various games and programs, but we don't really care about that right now. Going to Terre 9/11's homepage, there is a description that reads, "This game is a little game for what happened on September 11th, 2001. It is a monument for the people who died there. I hope you like it." Okay. I would love to contact Tankin' Boss and ask about their side of the story, but there isn't really any way to contact them. Heck, they probably don't even go by the same name anymore. So, with the available information, the only real way to interpret this is as a genuine tribute to 9/11. To put this into context, this was posted in 2017, like back when 9/11 was, well, less memed on than today. I think I was a child. It's so weird that someone would genuinely make a video game about dodging shrapnel from the falling Twin Towers as a monument to the event. It's just, that's just not mindful of what happened. Imagine if someone made a video game about the fucking Ocean Gate submarines. Just, no, don't do that. But this is also the reason why Terre 9/11 is so interesting. There isn't anything really like it out there, not just calculator games. Most corporations don't want to touch 9/11, for good reason. Really, most that we get is documentaries. Sure, there are edgy Newgrounds games, but those are meant to be offensive. Terre 9/11 is unintentionally offensive. From the page, I don't get the vibe that Tankin' Boss was trying to do anything, but the gameplay and backstory dumbs down 9/11 into Frogger. And I don't know if you know this, but people died. It's all just so weird and interesting. There isn't a lot of information about any of the stuff, and most people probably don't know about it. And Tank and the Boss, if you are still watching this, hi. Sorry if it isn't clear. I don't think you're like an evil, sick and twisted person for making this. And also, audience, keep in mind that at the time of writing, this was 9 years ago. Tank and the Boss is probably a completely different person now. But still, what were you thinking? Actually, let me know in the comments or something if you, John Tank and the Boss, are watching right now. So yeah, that was Terrain 11, a weird game made for a calculator. Thanks for watching. Remember to unlike, unsubscribe, post my home address on Blue Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.